I'll just begin by introducing Don Lee. Don is a social media influencer in China. So he's got over 1.2 million followers on his social media platforms. But Don has been named by many Chinese people as the David Attenborough of Chinese culture. When you hear him speak, you will understand why. He has a beautiful English accent. And what I love is that what he's trying to do is build an understanding between peoples through history and identity and culture. So thank you so much. Don Lee.
My name is Don Lee, and HJ has very kindly introduced me. I've never had a greater introduction before. And about that particular comment, China's David Attenborough on Chinese culture and nature, I don't deserve it, but I think it's really an honor to be called that. And I do try to bridge among different cultures and bring people together through greater understanding. It's really a privilege to come to this church, this magnificent and yet community-centered church. I believe I've never spoken in a church before. HJ has just asked me to talk about my couple. And I would just say, when I studied at Warwick many years ago, I went out with an English chap. His name David. So we went out to sing and karaoke and all that. After we done that, he said, "You Chinese people are very good at singing. We are not." Well, I'm going to call him today and say, "David, you lied to me. You couldn't be more wrong." I was listening to your wonderful talk on seeds, and it just reminded me of my recent visit to Wuyi Shan, or Wuyi Mountain. You probably haven't heard of this word, but you would have had something that comes from there, the black tea. So black tea was invented there by accident many years ago. And Wuyi Shan is truly stunning. Steep cliffs, very deep valleys, and mists that comes early but leaves late. So perfect to grow tea. But the interesting thing is, not all areas in Wuyi Shan produce the best tea. They all produce good tea, I would say. But the best tea, they often come from some of the steepest and the rockiest slopes, where tea plants and bushes have to grow among stones. So that's just a very similar story to what you were talking about. And these plants, it sounds difficult, and it is difficult, but they have to grow really harder and absorb nutrition, and they become really good tea. So across different cultures, you hear similar stories, similar themes on being kind and on being strong. And in China, we have a saying, 异曲同工之妙. So I really enjoy listening to your stories, because by sitting down and share our stories, there will be less conflict. That's what I like about doing my videos. It's my passion, talking about the Chinese stories on culture and on nature and bringing people together. I presume you haven't been to China before? Have you been to China before? It's a lovely place, and it's just about 40 times of the size of the United Kingdom. I come from a city called Shenzhen down in the south, and it's an immigrant city, so people from all around China come to live in Shenzhen. So if you do come to China, come see, and I think we'll sit down and have a cup of cuppa. And yeah, I'm sure that will make, slightly in our own way, making the world a better place. Once again, it really is an honor to speak here, and wonderful to see you all.
Thank you so much, Don. He speak well. It's reminded me as just just one thing about, I've been into one church in China, in Shanghai, and I'm just looking at the stained glass windows in here today, which tell these different Bible stories. There is one in that church that has the panda on the ark. Now, isn't that perfect? The story of Noah and his ark. And why wouldn't there have been pandas 2 by 2 with all the other animals? So Don and I, 2 people, will go back up to our seats, different cultures, but 2 by 2, we walk together through this life. So, 加油，谢谢你。